Welcome to the Unstuck Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Miner. This weekly no-fluff mindset show arms you with the practical tools you need to get unstuck so you can get exactly what you want out of life. Remember, when you change your mind, your life will follow. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Unstuck Podcast. Thank you all for joining me today. This week, it's all about manifestation and really how to basically get whatever it is that you want. So in the last episode, we talked about the importance of your vibration and how to get a higher vibration using your thoughts and emotions. This is also, like I said in the last episode, but I'll continue on today, letting you know this is the main goal of this podcast, to bring you these mini doses of high vibe living ideas and lessons each week so that you can increase your vibration over time in little baby chunks. No big deal. You don't have to get to this ultimate high vibe place right now and stay there every single day. It's just not possible. That's not how life works. But if I can come into your life weekly with little tips and tools, I think it could make a big difference. Why do we care so much about increasing our vibration? Well, I think you know why. If you listen to episode number 3, the Where You Vibin' At episode, which I highly recommend you do if you haven't already, really breaks down this whole vibrational frequency that we live in, that we have, every single one of us has. So why do we care so much about this? Well, first of all, it's good for your health. And we went over that in this last episode, why it's good for your health, how you can manifest physical symptoms just by your emotional frequency. But now we're going to spend more time today on how you can bring in more of what you want into your whole life and less of what you don't want into your whole life, which is the premise of the law of attraction, simply by looking at your vibration. So today's episode is yet another setting the stage type episode. Things I want to teach you now at the very beginning so that it will make a lot more sense as we progress in these episodes in the future, why we're talking about what we're talking about and doing what we're doing and asking for what we want and believing and increasing our vibration. All the things we're going to be doing here, it's going to make a lot more sense if you know the why starting now. So this is another setting of the stage episode here today. Today's takeaway, your one thing to take away from this episode today, hopefully there's a lot more, but at least take away this. You can be, do, and have whatever it is you want in life. I promise. You can be, do, have whatever you want in life, and you also have my promise along with that. I was so skeptical of this when I first started on this mindset journey of mine. Just really did not understand how this was actually true and actually possible. But I continued on with it, and I really actually first learned about it, but then continued on with the law of attraction because I was desperate. I needed to do something. I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't do anything else but believe in this stuff. So I started on my health. That was my main goal. I really just wanted to get my health back. And I worked on that as my one big ask. And it grew from there into every aspect of my life. But I used the law of attraction to get my health and my physical body back to what I wanted it to be. And now it's gotten to a place even better than I ever expected. But I also got the love of my life. I got financial abundance that I was requesting. I got a business that I love and a lifestyle that I love, all because I believed in the law of attraction. I raised my vibration. I asked the universe, and I trusted that the universe was going to bring everything that I wanted to me, and it worked. Now, again, don't roll your eyes at me. If you are right now, please stay open-minded. Remember, even if you don't necessarily believe in everything I'm going to say today, or you are skeptical, you can still take the practical tools that I will teach you into practice in your life and just see. Just have an open mind. All right, let's talk more about law of attraction. In its simplest, most basic form, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. You may have heard of this. You may have heard of The Secret, or watched The Secret movie, or read The Secret book. Some of you may know of Abraham Hicks and their teachings. All of that is, in its own right, law of attraction. I myself have more of a connection with the teachings of Abraham Hicks. I watch the YouTube videos, I read the books. I think they're all really great. The Secret was a little bit out there for me. It really just kind of made it more of a flashy thing, I think, in order to attract lots of customers, lots of readers, lots of watchers, and that didn't really resonate with me. So that's my own personal preference, but regardless, the same kind of concept applies, which is the law of attraction. And what has always popped into my head when I think about the law of attraction, this is especially helpful, I think, if you find this info to be too quote unquote woo-woo for you, you could maybe approach it this way. Think about a magnet and think about being magnetized. Magnets get magnetized to each other. With law of attraction, when energies are similar, they are magnetized to each other. And when two energies are not similar, they will not match up and come together, similar to a magnet. When you turn one around and then they start opposing each other, you can think of it that way. Last episode, we learned about vibrational frequencies. And in law of attraction, vibrations are what attract to each other. Those frequencies are what attract to each other. We learned that too, our vibration is dependent on our thoughts, which turn into our emotions, which then turn into our actions. And we can raise or lower our vibration by having higher or lower vibrating emotion. And this means, for instance, if you're feeling excited, enthusiastic, passionate, happy, joyful, appreciative, or abundant, then you are sending out positive energy into the universe. On the other hand, if you are feeling bored, anxious, stressed out, angry, resentful, sad, depressed, frustrated, all the things that we so often feel, you are sending out negative energy into the universe. And whatever you give your energy and attention to, that is what will come back to you. So whatever you're sending out is what is going to come back to you. You will attract into your life whatever you are focusing on and whatever emotions are coming up. Now let's get into talking a little bit more about how it actually works. So whatever you are thinking and feeling at any given time is basically your request to the universe for more of the same. You are in constant communication with the universe. And here's a little break moment here real quick. I just want to let you know, I use the word the universe to describe my higher power. It can be anything for you. It's just, again, there's a higher power greater than us involved here. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it God, source, love, whatever you want. I prefer to call it the universe, and that's how I will throughout this whole podcast. So little break time there to discuss that. Let's move back into what we were talking about. So you are in constant communication with the universe. And now knowing that and thinking about that communication that you're having, which is communicated through your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, because your energy vibrations will attract energy back to you of the same frequencies, you need to make sure that you are continually sending out energy, thoughts, and feelings that resonate with what you want to be, do, have, and experience. The universe, through the law of attraction, will always respond to what you are putting out, will always respond to your vibration. It doesn't know or care or decide which one is better for you. It just responds to whatever energy you are creating, and it gives you more of the same. Again, constant communication. You get back exactly what you put out there. And all this to say, your energy frequencies need to be in tune with what you want to attract into your life. For example, if joy and love are what you want to attract, then the vibrational frequencies of joy and love are what you want to create now in order to have that communication. How do we do this? Well, it's simple. Again, like I said, it's simple, but not at all easy, mainly because over the years, we've been conditioned, and I think we've just gotten used to focusing on what we don't want. This is so hard to break. And it's exactly why we continue to stay stuck in a place we don't want to be, because that is what you're focusing on. That is the vibration you're at. That is what you're putting out into the universe as communication. You can think about this communication with the universe this way. You and the universe are in a plan to build this amazing life for you. The universe has the tools, has everything it needs to make that happen for you. And it's super eager to get started, really ready, can't wait, but it's waiting for a signal from you. And you're the manager. You're responsible for letting the universe know exactly what to build, how you want it to look, and reinforce that it is being done correctly. All right, so now that we've figured out that you're the manager here, now we need to understand what is needed from you as the manager, as the boss here, to let the universe know how to build your dream life. First of all, you have to know what you want. Know what you want. The more specific, the better. So this is a really great spot to journal, to write up exactly what you want, how your dream life would look. After that, you have to ask for what you want. Again, the more specific, the better that you can get. It may not be that specific right now. That's okay. It will get more and more specific as you go, but ask for what you want. Now, how do you ask? The best way, in my opinion, is through visualization, meditation, and writing. So write to the universe and let it know exactly what you're expecting, what you want, how you want it to look. Do the same thing in your meditations through visualization. You have to believe that it's going to happen. So now you've asked, you know what you want, you've asked, you can see it. Now you have to believe that it's going to happen. You have to trust the process, trust the universe, put your faith in what is happening behind the scenes here. So you have to believe it's going to happen. Next step, you have to feel how it will feel when it does happen, and feel that as much as possible now. So this is really kind of a two-part thing. First of all, feel how it will feel. So you're in your visualization, you see that life that you want. How does it feel? What feelings come up when you are there, when you see yourself in that new life? Do you feel happy, proud, in love, free, abundant? What do you feel? First, do that. And now, hardest part right here, right now. Feel that thing as much as you possibly can right now. So you've got to feel it now. This is the best way to up that communication system right there. You've got to feel it now. This is another huge goal of the Unstuck podcast, is to get you feeling how you want to feel. Get you feeling that right now. This is something that we're going to work on in every single episode coming up. You have to feel it now. Also, you have to keep your vibration high as much as you possibly can. Again, we know it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be good days, bad days, good moments, bad moments, whatever. But that lets the universe know you're ready for it. You are ready for what it has in store for you. You are able to receive it. Again, another huge point to this whole podcast. But the signal to the universe will get fuzzy if you don't stay in this high vibe place, because you're asking for something that's, way up here. I got my hand way up here on this high vibe scale, but you're transmitting a frequency that is way down here. Now I have my hand way, as far as I could possibly put it, down low. They have to match up, remember. So you can't ask for something that's high vibe when you're in a low vibe place. And that, my friends, is manifestation. Pretty cool, huh? And I think if you are someone that has used this in the past, you know that it works and you're all about this. If you're not, and you haven't done this kind of work yet, you're skeptical, please just try it. Just try it and see what happens. You can be skeptical all you want, but at least be skeptical in a high vibe place and go through this process and see what happens, okay? Let me give you a few last tips to leave you with, things you can work on this week. First of all, a reminder of the best ways to communicate with the universe. Like I said, meditation, it can just be a meditative state too. Of course, through actual seated meditation, it can also be just a walk through nature, some form of exercise that's repetitive and can get you into that meditative state. Even things like cleaning and chopping veggies, things like that I find to be very, very meditative too. But really, it's just any place that can get you to quiet your mind and be able to see what you want very clearly. We need to visualize what we want, and we need to also feel it during that visualization, right? So not only are we seeing this picture of how we'll be when we're in this perfect life that we've created, you're also feeling it. And that is a really important, often overlooked step. You can also, like I said, journal. My favorite thing is to just talk to the universe. I do it all the time. I talk about what I want. I talk about what it will look like. I talk about how it will feel. I thank the universe for what it has done for me and what it is doing for me now. Again, it might sound very out there and woo-woo. I get it, but it really works, and it makes me even just immediately feel so much better. Just doing that journal exercise increases my vibration. You can also communicate to the universe through your actions, and I highly recommend this. Acting as if it's already happened, making space for what you want, but acting as if it's already happened. So powerful. And not to mention doing other things that get you to a similar place. Remember, we have to feel how we want to feel when that thing comes. We need to feel that as much as we can now, which means we need to find other things that will get us there. Now, here is what not to do. Hard part right here. First of all, don't ask for what you don't want. So when you are asking the universe, where you're creating your big ask, seeing it, visualizing it, it shouldn't look like, I don't want to be sick anymore. I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. That is not your big ask. You are asking for what you want. Ask for what you want. I want to find the love of my life. I want to have this amazing partnership. I want us to get married and have children. I want to feel loved every single day. I want my partner to show me I'm loved every single day. This is asking for what you want. The second thing, and probably by far the biggest reason, I guess, why the law of attraction doesn't work for people, don't ask for what you want and then spend the rest of the day focused on not having it. Again, don't ask for what you want and then spending the rest of the day focusing on not having it yet. This was a hard one for me because I wanted to be healthy, 100% have all my health symptoms go away, feel totally 100% healthy. But I had so many things that made me feel unhealthy throughout the day. It was hard not to focus on it. This is the part that often gets people hung up. And it takes some practice to start kind of, I guess, noticing those thoughts when it does come back to what you don't have, and not acknowledging them, not letting them have any power over you, and going back to thinking of how great it's going to be when you do have what you want in your life, and going back to it, trying to experience those positive things that will bring you the emotion that you're looking to feel right now. That's really the goal. It takes a lot of practice. Like I said, it's not easy, but so simple, and it really truly does work. This is, again, something we'll work on in the coming episodes of the Unstuck podcast, so be on the lookout for that. And just, again, with the open mind, give it a try. And I'll tell you today, if you want an action step for the week before the next episode, write down what you want and get as detailed as you possibly can. Write down what you want. You could do one for every single aspect of your life. It doesn't matter. Whatever aspects of your life you don't currently have what you want, write what you want. Write it out. It's that easy. I get asked all the time too for recommended books, along this journey and to help understand how the universe works, how the law of attraction works, how vibrational energy works, I get asked a lot about books, and I have 3 that I can recommend for you. First, like I mentioned in the last episode, Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks. I love this. I love the action items in there. Yes, it might be hard for some of you to grasp as far as the quote unquote woo-woo pieces of it. But again, with remembering the practicalness of this and how I explain this with a little bit less woo-woo, a little bit more real life, remember that as you go through that book, Ask and It Is Given. Next, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, one of my absolute favorite books ever. And if your ask is specific to money, she has You Are a Badass at Making Money, which I highly recommend too. If you have some stories around and beliefs around money and wealth, check that out. And then lastly, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Also a good one. So get started with those if that's something that interests you. If not, no big deal. We'll talk about it more here occasionally, so you'll get some juicy details here no matter what. And that wraps up today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to find me over on Instagram at Sean Miner or Facebook at Sean Miner Health, and let me know what you're doing to get unstuck. And if this episode or the Unstuck podcast is doing some good things for you, I'd love it if you could let me know with a 5-star review over on iTunes. It helps the show out so much, get into the hands of the people that need it. And of course, share it with a friend or a family member. Let people know this is what's going on here nowadays and things you're loving. That would be great. I would appreciate it so much. Take care, guys. We'll talk to you next week.